Hi there, this is a video to help you navigate the ePortfolio system here at Prairie View A&M University. If you're enrolled in professional writing for electronic media, this is one of the major projects you have to complete for this course, and there's actually a series of videos to take you through that assignment. What we're going to do in this particular video is how to get into ePortfolio, how to set up your profile, and input a resume. Once you're in a particular e-course, it doesn't matter which of your classes you're in, over here on the right-hand side, there's an option called Network Servers, and underneath it, there's a link to ePortfolio with this little green icon next to it. This is what you want to click. So it's going to take you to Prairie View's Mahara ePortfolio system. It should log you in automatically from eCourses. If you've input into eCourses your own little picture or avatar, it will carry over into ePortfolio. Here's my name. It says I've logged into eCourses. If at any time I want to go back to eCourses, say to check a message, to check an assignment, I click on this link and it takes me right back. So I'm going to go back into ePortfolio. It tells me welcome, it tells me all this stuff, but what everybody's going to have are these four tabs: Dashboard, Content, Portfolio, and Groups. Dashboard is like your home page. It's where you can see everything that's important. Where we're going to go to set up our profile is to Content. And the first place it sends me is my profile. Hooray! So let's start with About Me. It should already have entered your first and last name. Do not, under any circumstances, put your student ID in here. This is your lifeblood at the university. You don't want it shared all over the internet. So my name's in here. My contact information. I've already put in my email address. You can add a different one if you like, if maybe you want to use your Gmail account or your Hotmail or your Yahoo. You can enter a website, a blog address, your postal address. Later in ENGL3043, at least, you are going to set up a blog, so that's something you could come back and add to your profile. And I just put that I'm from Prairie View, Texas. If you want to put in phone numbers, that's great. If you want to put in an address where people can contact you, that's great as well. There's also an area for messaging. If you want to put in your Skype username, maybe you're thinking, okay, I'm interviewing for a long-distance position, and they could interview me over the computer. Always good. And then general just puts your occupation and your industry. I'm an English professor in higher education. Right now your occupation is student. I'd leave the industry off, but you can put occupation as student in interdisciplinary studies, EC through 6, student, architecture and construction science double major, and I save this information. I can also, if I want to, add a different picture to my profile. This is my default. But I can also upload a picture. And you notice it says you can upload up to 5. And then you can use, if you like, different profile pictures with different portfolios that you make. So that sort of goes through setting up your profile. Another thing that I want you to do for professional writing for electronic media is to set up your resume. And it's also under the content link, right here, resume. You have a space to put in a cover letter. This might be a really good idea. You might already have a cover letter that you've done for another project, another class, sort of put in to whom it may concern, to human resources at the Dallas Independent School District. Where is it that you want to work after graduation? One thing I do want to note, down here where it says personal information, don't fill it out. Do not put your date of birth in here. Do not put your gender. Do not put your marital status. These are things that technically employers are not allowed to take into consideration when hiring you, because they might discriminate against you based on your age, based on your citizenship, your gender, your marital status. Don't put the information out there for someone to have the potential to discriminate against you. So you can copy and paste a cover letter in here. You can add fancy formatting just like you would in a Word document. But what I want to talk about right now is this section, education and employment. This is what you need at a very minimum on your resume. I've already loaded a lot of mine. I've got my education history. I have my employment history. But what I don't have here under education history is my undergraduate degree. So I'm going to show you how to enter part of your education history. You want this blue button that says Add. So it says Start Date, giving away my age here, but I enrolled in college in 1993. I graduated in 1997 from Bryn Mawr College in Bryn Mawr, Pennsylvania. Qualification type. That's what degree did I get? I got a BA. Qualification name, I'm going to go ahead and put English and chemistry because that was my double major. Qualification description, I'm going to add my honors. Then I'm going to put save. And here's how ePortfolio records that. And then if you expand it, it adds my graduation honors. If I like how this looks, I can leave it. If I'm thinking, oh, you know what, it doesn't look like my other degrees, I can go back in and edit it. So let's see what this does. That makes it look like the rest. And then when I click on it, it tells my majors and my graduation honors. And you notice I've added descriptions under each of my degrees. This is kind of nice because it gives people a little more information about you. You can put, okay, I'm working toward my BA, my BS, my BSIS, and you can put down here your concentration, any relevant coursework you've had. And then you want to also include your employment history, anywhere you have worked. At least put your start date, your end date. If you're still working in this job, use the word present. Give your employer your job title, and then add a position description. What do you do? Using action verbs. Don't say, I was responsible for logging all incoming deliveries. Put logged incoming deliveries. Processed paperwork. Everything that you did in nice, concise sound bites. And you save it, and then you have an education history and an employment history. Achievements, you might add when you were on Dean's List, when you were inducted into a particular honor society. I'm a college professor, so I have all my books and publications on here. Goals, skills, and interests, I would recommend that you use sparingly, purely because, as you might have noticed from your lecture in week 1, standard resume format is veering away from this. It used to be that you put at the end of the resume, I'm interested in golfing and mountain climbing. Nowadays, employers don't want to know what you're going to do on your free time. That's something you can talk about in an interview, but on a resume, they feel like it makes you look like you aren't focusing on the job, that there are other things you'd rather be doing. But you could include a section on goals. My goals to become an effective second grade teacher. Now, one word here. If your initial goal is to teach, but then in 10 years you see yourself as a principal, that's awesome. But if you put down in your goals that your goal is to become a counselor, that your goal is to become a principal, why would I hire you to teach a second grade class when I know your heart isn't necessarily in teaching? So put your immediate goal. What do you want to do directly after graduation? What is the job that you want to get? And then under skills, do you have any particular skills? If you're in special ed, have you gotten some sort of CPR training? Do you know something about ABA? Anything here that might make you look like a more valuable or viable job candidate? And once you do all of this and save it, when people click on you, they may see more information on your profile. I've built out my profile quite extensively, so yours will not look like this. But this hopefully will get you started with ePortfolio. Again, there are going to be more lectures and videos further on to help you build out this entire assignment. This is just getting in, creating your profile, and setting up a resume. And as always, if you have any questions, please contact me.